Hi everyone, welcome to Cue the Zoo. Today, as my first video, I decided that I wanted to show you how to correctly set up your hamster's cage. Let's get started! So for your hamster cage, you'll definitely need to keep in mind that bigger is better in this situation. Most all of the cages sold in pet stores are much too small. The minimum for your hamster cage is 360 square inches. The way to calculate this is you times the length times the width. Many guinea pig and rabbit cages are much too small, but for hamsters they're actually a really good size. Just make sure that you check the bar spacing. For Syrian hamsters, you need to make sure that the bar spacing is no more than 1 centimeter. And for dwarf hamsters, you need to make sure that the bar spacing is no more than 8 millimeters. For Roborovsky hamsters, overall, I just recommend not getting any cages with bars. Since they are so small, it is really hard to find a cage with bars that will fit them, and that they won't be able to fit through the bars. One really important thing that you need to keep in mind for your cages is ventilation. It's important that your cage has really good ventilation. Personally, I use a bin cage. Eventually, I do plan on making a DIY cage. There's a lot of other things I could say about cages. Just keep in mind that you want the best experience for your hamster possible, and it's important to do a lot of research. You want to make sure that your hamster has enough room to move around, and also enough room to keep the supplies that they need. Bedding is also another essential that you need for your hamster. Some beddings that you definitely want to avoid are any cotton-based beddings, sawdust bedding, pine-based beddings, cedar-based beddings, and any scented beddings. All these kinds of beddings are terrible for your hamster and can often cause respiratory problems. Some good beddings that you can get for your hamster are Aspen Carefresh beddings and the KT Clean and Cozy bedding. There are many other safe beddings, and in general, I just do some more research. Personally, I use Aspen bedding, and you need to keep in mind that hamsters love burrowing. So you should have 3 inches of bedding, so then your hamster can burrow. For your hamster's food bowl, usually it's a good idea to make sure your hamster can actually fit in the food bowl. So try not to get anything too small. There's lots of cute and fun designs that you can choose from. Mine right now has these red polka dots, yellow outlining on the edges. I highly recommend a ceramic food dish. So when the bowls are ceramic, it's harder for them to tip over, and oftentimes when it's not ceramic, it can hit your hamster's head and hurt them. For your food, I definitely recommend to get very creative. Besides dry foods, you can also feed them many fresh food. However, there is limits to this. If you give them too much fresh food, they can get diarrhea. And research what they can and can't have. A good way to make sure that your hamster meets all of its nutritional needs is to mix different foods. This is what I do. So for your hamster's water, it's pretty basic. Most all water bottles are completely fine to use. Just make sure it's safe for your hamster and your hamster doesn't have any problems getting it out. My water bottle fits perfectly on top of this little hidey house, so I just balance it on there and my hamster's cool with it. For your hamster wheel, you definitely want to make sure that it has a solid bottom. Wire wheels can lead to several injuries on your hamster's feet. I use the KT Comfort Wheel. A few other good wheels are the Living Things Flying Saucer. Most wooden wheels are very good for your hamster. The KT Silent Spinner Wheel. This wheel can be kind of expensive, but I've heard it's a very good wheel. And many other wheels. For chews, I'll just keep it very short and sweet. Your hamster's teeth don't stop growing, so it's very important for your hamster to have some chews to gnaw on. Chews are relatively cheap to find, and they're an absolute essential. There is so many different fun and cool toys that you can buy for your hamster. One of my personal favorites for my hamster is this bendy log. It's really fun because you can use it in lots of different ways. You can use it as bridges and hidey houses. I absolutely love them. I will link some of my favorite toys for hamsters down below. For your hamster's hidey houses, any ceramic or plastic hidey house will work. It is so important to have a hidey house because it makes your hamster feel a little more safe. I have quite a few hidey houses. For your hamster's nesting material, many of the nesting materials that the pet stores offer aren't very safe, so I would recommend just using your good old trusty ripped up toilet paper. It is 100% safe, and it's very cheap too. The last thing you need in your hamster's home is your hamster. This is my Campbell hamster, and his name is Yuki. So there you go, that's how you set up your hamster house. I hope you enjoyed.